For the past 6 months, I've been preferring older versions of Minecraft over modern Minecraft, and I think a lot of the reason is because the limited nature of old Minecraft. I don't know what to call this phenomenon I keep having with modern Minecraft. It might be choice paralysis, where there's too many choices, but I always almost get a feeling of dread or exhaustion whenever I am faced with playing modern Minecraft. I really enjoy the early game of modern Minecraft a lot. It's really fun to get iron and diamonds and coal and go caving and exploring and building a house and stuff. But after that, it starts to get really daunting. I get a very overwhelmed feeling. And all these words I've been using to describe this feeling don't really land perfectly. I'm not sure what to call this feeling. It's kind of the same feeling you get when you're working on a project. And, you know, you kind of have to be prepared for it. It's not something you can just play any day. It's gotta be like, oh, today, you know, I'm gonna make an iron farm, or today I'm gonna make a building. And I think the reason why I have this issue is some of the blame, I think, goes to YouTube and social media and just the modern stage of the internet. Because we, as like the internet, we kind of all know the optimal way to play Minecraft. We all know the mechanics now, or at least, you know, most people who play Minecraft, we all know, you know, there's no point to mine iron anymore when you can just make an iron farm. And I particularly don't enjoy making iron farms. And I'm sure, well, I know that I could just ignore that. I can play the game however I want. It's my playthrough. I could, you know, ignore a iron farm or any farm. But the issue is the whole time I'm playing, I know I could be playing more efficiently, and it kind of ruins how I'm playing. And another reason why I think the internet is causing issue is every time I build, I want to build something very large and fancy. I think that's because on the internet, there's a lot of very fancy builds. A lot of, you know, giant castles, and people use gradients now, and they use, you know, big pallets of blocks that weren't really meant for building, which is super impressive and some of my favorite things to watch when I'm watching Minecraft content. I love seeing what people build, and I love when people use strange blocks for building. But then, when I try to play Minecraft, the things I watch kind of seep into my own playthroughs. It seeps into my own playstyle. Maybe I should call this phenomenon playstyle creep, because that's what it feels like. As a community, as an internet, we've all figured out Minecraft. We've all know what the best builds look like. There are now styles and trends, you know? We all know the optimal playstyle. In the modern day, the top Minecraft YouTube videos are, you know, beating the game as fast as possible, beating the game as efficiently as possible. It's, you know, I guess it's the same effect that people talked about a long time ago. Well, not too long ago. But the effect that people warned about, saying, how on social media like Instagram, you'll see pictures of people who have photoshopped themselves, or you'll see all these posts of people who are, you know, celebrities, are, you know, they do a bunch of surgeries and stuff, and then you look at yourself and, you know, you don't feel as attractive. So maybe it's like that with Minecraft. And I tell myself that I'm above that, you know, that it's Minecraft and it's a game about creativity and I can play however I want. And I'm not that weak-willed that seeing that someone could make a giant, you know, pyramid, skyscraper, Gothic city, or an iron farm, gunpowder farm, whatever it is, just because those things exist doesn't mean I have to do that, and it doesn't mean I just shouldn't play the game. But even though I truly believe that, and I will tell that to people, and myself, when I play Minecraft, I kind of just give up after the late game. I love getting diamonds, but then it's over. There's been so many times when I've tried to make a forever world, a world that I would play forever, you know? And it's never really happened. And I kind of guilt myself for that. But the best experience and the best way I've gotten that idea, or the longest world I have had, is this world that I'm playing on today. And this world is in a beta version of Minecraft. And I really prefer this version. And I don't think it's because of nostalgia, because I didn't really play Minecraft until it was modern Minecraft. Now, I did watch a lot of old Minecraft when I was younger, but I think the reason why I enjoy this version of Minecraft so much is because it's just limited. You know, it's simple. There's not a lot of blocks to use, so I don't have to worry about collecting everything. And the gameplay loop is very fun. You know, get torches because the night is very harsh. I mean, you can skip the night, but I don't like doing that. But it feels like you have an incentive to, you know, protect your land by the environment, and, you know, torches and the mobs just feel so much, the mobs are just a lot more dangerous, so you want to get torches everywhere. So you're doing this loop of mining for coal and getting torches and expanding your land. You're mining for resources because, you know, your tools are going to break and it's pretty difficult to get a lot of diamonds. It's just a nice little gameplay loop of building, and then eventually you run out of materials and then you can go caving and stuff. Or at least that's the gameplay loop I have fallen into, which is funny because I'm sure this version of Minecraft can be cheesed too. It can be made more efficiently. But for some reason, I can actually say, no, I won't do that. I'm going to play simple. I'm going to build simple. Even though earlier I was saying, you know, I tried to do that in modern Minecraft, but it doesn't work. Now, I don't think modern Minecraft is worse than beta Minecraft. I actually think they're more like two separate games. They're very different. Another reason why I really like old beta Minecraft is because back then, old builds were very simple because there was no style. People kind of just built. There was no best builds or anything to look up to or anything to copy. People just built. It was just creativity unblocked, you know? And it makes me wonder if these inspirations of seeing people make these awesome farms and awesome builds that are, you know, wonderful, and you see people grinding and mining in huge chunks and mining over 10,000 blocks and making all this stuff. I wonder if just seeing that creativity has dwindled mine. And it's interesting because creativity is just a really fascinating thing, because a lot of people say creativity, like when people make art, it's based off of all the art they've seen in their life. People get inspired by movies and you know, books and games and art forms, and that all those little things that they see, all those little choices that artists make and put into their projects, every single little smudge on a painting will inspire what the viewer makes in the future. That's what a lot of people believe. And I think that's true to an extent, you know, because even with life itself, you know, people who are born in certain areas of the world or are born, you know, rich or born impoverished, that will influence what they make. That'll influence what they talk about. You know, what certain people make art about meaning, art that is meant to be emotional and deep and, you know, whatnot, and, you know, they will have emotions from their childhood to talk about. And that could be, you know, taken just like how I said earlier, where every little thing feeds someone's creative meter, I guess. It feeds into their style and what they will make, you know? So if that's true, can it also be negative? Can me watching people beat Minecraft in 100 days or 2 minutes or build the largest buildings ever with the most complex gradients and tools and creative mode and commands and mods, does that ruin my own expression? Where when I go to build something and it doesn't work out immediately, unlike the videos I watch where everything is hyper cut and optimized algorithmically, so I see, you know, all the best angles and I see it immediately and I don't get to live through the 10 hours of planning and making it. I just see it immediately. You know? And I don't want to think that way. I don't want to be someone who gives up playing Minecraft because I can't build, because what I build doesn't look good the first time. But unfortunately, that's how it seems I've been acting. But ever since I played old Minecraft, I've been really enjoying it. This is the first time I've, you know, well, it's not true. I've been trying to build a lot in Minecraft, in modern and old, and I'm really happy with what I made in beta Minecraft, even though it is not the best, and I've made a lot of choices that I regret, but I don't change them anymore. I just stick with them, because that's just the truth of what I made, if that makes sense. If I sat there and I kept messing with every little detail, like how these logs don't go all the way up, it would be less unique. It would be more homogeneous with any other build you've seen. And I really come to like these peculiarities with what I've built and what I could build and what I do creatively in general. It's given me like a new way to look at everything. I think in old beta Minecraft, it really lets you breathe out and exhale and do what you want. While for some reason in modern Minecraft, it really feels very, at least to me, like you must do the most optimized and the most efficient thing. But perhaps that isn't actually a problem with modern Minecraft, and it might just be a problem with how the internet portrays Minecraft at the modern day. Because I think if you take someone who doesn't watch Minecraft YouTube and doesn't know anything about the game, and they play it, they're going to be able to have the same expression of freedom as someone who plays beta Minecraft. I'm really curious if anyone else feels this way and gets this strange feeling with modern Minecraft where it feels like you're about to go and do something that will take a long time and will be annoying. And do you feel that expectation? Like you're supposed to create something really large and huge and inspiring and unique? Because I get that feeling. And it's not like a conscious feeling like, oh, I should be doing better. It's more like just a heavy feeling I get that I don't really know why. I just play modern Minecraft and I don't know what to do. I kind of just stand around. I've done everything. I've gotten the diamonds. You know, I've got a storage place. I've built a little town. I've fought the dragon. Well, now what? And I guess that's where creativity is supposed to answer your problem. It's say, well, you do what you want. Whatever you want to do is what you do. If you want to build a castle, if you want to build this or that, you can. And I am a very creative person, but for some reason Minecraft it feels limiting, which is really funny, because when I talk about old Minecraft, I say limiting as a positive thing, as I have to use this, reduced palette of blocks to my advantage. I have to figure out how to make, things look like they aren't. If that makes any sense at all. So I'm really curious, is it just some sort of bias that we all have towards old things? I see that a lot, where people really love old things. The first movie was better, or the book was better, or the old version of the game was better. Most of the time I thought it was nostalgia, But you also see that in tradition, like traditionalism, where the olden days were better, or when I was young, or my generation was better, if that makes sense. So I wonder if that's just a human thing we have. I'm not really sure. I used to always try and make buildings around farms, because that's what I've seen a lot of people do, and I think it's really cool. But for me, it works best when I just kind of make buildings to be buildings, and we can act like people actually live in here, but the buildings are just buildings. I've also taken a quantity over quality point of view when it comes to building in early Minecraft, and maybe I'll take this into modern Minecraft as well. Just getting anything built makes me happy, and the thing that I really want is to see a whole town or a whole city built, and because I think that seeing all these buildings, that you may have built during different times and different time periods is really fun and satisfying. So yeah, a lot of people hate on quantity over quality, which makes sense. In most aspects of life, you don't want low quality stuff, but I mean, in Minecraft, I think it's acceptable, especially because a lot of these builds aren't really low quality. They're fun and enjoyable. I think a more accurate statement of what I'm trying to say is just being okay with it not being perfect. Because the moment you try to nitpick about everything, make everything symmetrical, make everything perfect, and add the largest size or the flashiest blocks or this and that, that's when you have a risk of not completing it. At least in my at least for me. I've always had a really tough time doing the roofs of builds, and that's because it's difficult, and I think a lot of people also agree that building roofs in Minecraft can be quite difficult. Especially in survival, when usually with a build you can take a step back and look at it, but in Minecraft you have to constantly go up and down blocks, However, again, just doing it really has helped me get over my fear of roofs, and being okay with a silly looking roof. There's a build behind that house which looks quite silly in my opinion because of the height, but I'm okay with it. And it's just nice to be okay with it. I used to call myself a perfectionist, and I would always say how much being a perfectionist kind of sucks. Because, I'm too perfect that I don't do anything, or I spend so much time on things. When I realized, honestly, yeah, being a perfectionist is a bad thing, because the problem with being a perfectionist is things don't need to be perfect, and there is no such thing as perfect. For something to be perfect is in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the viewer. And once I realized that means that I can just say something is perfect. Because that's all it is a word. If it makes me happy, if I had fun building it, then it's perfect. It does exactly what it was meant to do. There's so many small changes and tweaks and choices that people make while creating something. And a lot of these small choices get ironed out in the pursuit of perfection. You know? Let's not make it asymmetrical. Let's look up a house and use that as inspirational, or use that as inspiration. When some of our favorite things, and some of my favorite things, aren't the most impressive, aren't the most time consuming. It's the most unique things, at least in my opinion. That's what I really, really enjoy, is unique and weird things. And a lot of these unique and weird things aren't perfect, as people would call it. They're perfect in a different way. They're perfect in a truer way, at least I would say. My favorite games, my favorite songs, they all have little unique quirks that make them, well, unique. They aren't ironed down into a perfect slurry. And a lot of even your favorite or my favorite things would never exist if the person making it ironed it all out into the most palatable, optimized creation possible. Another thing I really enjoy about early Minecraft is how childlike it feels. I know that is 100% because it's an old game that people played as a child, but a lot of the builds, when you look back at old Minecraft and old Minecraft videos, it's just creativity. I guess it brings out your inner child. It lets you be fully creative, where you aren't worried about anything. And people, you know, defy gravity and defy reality with their builds. It isn't, you know, hyper-realistic. And it's something I've been, I guess, getting more in touch with. I guess not caring too much. Is my issue with Minecraft just nostalgia? Is it just a personal thing? I'm not really sure. But I am just very curious if anyone else has the same issue that I have when it comes to working with modern Minecraft. It just feels kind of daunting, knowing what is possible and what is the right, best, efficient thing to do. It, for some reason, mellows out my creative spirit. It's harder to be creative, and it's harder to be, you know, unique and the way I would actually play Minecraft, knowing that the whole time I'm building my house, I could be using efficiency 5, or I could be using an elytra that lets me fly, making getting up to the roof a lot easier and faster. Or, oh, I'm not going to build that until I have elytra and scaffolding and efficiency 5. Or the fact that I have efficiency 5 means I can make such a better build, such a larger build. I think another issue I have with modern Minecraft is the amount of time everything takes. Yeah, digging and stuff is okay. It doesn't take too long. But knowing how quick it is when you do have a beacon, an efficiency 5, and a diamond pickaxe or netherite, it really makes you want to hold off until you have those tools. You know? But getting to those tools is a real struggle, because to get all those tools you need level 30. You need a whole villager farm set up. You know, one or the other. There's a lot of things you need to do in order to get to that optimal state, and it's all so time consuming, and it really bothers me. I really wish the game was less time consuming. I really enjoy the process of getting stone to iron, to diamond tools. I think it's very well done. I really wish getting to the top gear was either a little easier or there was a bit more in between and a bit less grinding, because it's really not fun. Because it's almost like you have to grind to get to the best stuff so you can be creative. But again, that is something that you could just avoid. You could just say, well, who cares? Use an unenchanted pickaxe. Don't use an elytra. Build smaller. Build with less blocks. That's also limiting. But for some reason that I can't really explain, despite all of this, it's just not that easy in modern Minecraft. And I don't know why. And I know that this could just be a personal issue. So, yeah, I'll leave it as that.